Stanford. Let's talk about Stanford. Gosh, I love Troy Taylor.
Troy Taylor, we love you, man.
Gosh, I love Troy Taylor. The trees, the Cardinals. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I love Troy Taylor, but this team blows chunks, talent wise. It does. It's not good. You lose Tanner McKee to the NFL. I mean, you lost so much on the offensive line. They were not. They were okay on the offensive line last year. I don't know. Maybe Stanford fans will disagree with that. I didn't watch much Stanford football as maybe some of those guys did, but from what I'm looking at, 6 of their top offensive linemen left, including Drake Nugent, Hinton, Roos, Warnerbrook. I mean, those are all guys that could have potentially started for sure, and will be starting at other Power 5 teams. So what does that tell you? And they just didn't do a whole lot in the transfer portal either. I mean, they lost 21 guys, and they brought in 4 because, look, it's just so hard to replace with those academic restrictions. Yeah, their
Now, the
replacement at
interesting
left
thing
tackle
is,
is going to be a 6'4", 265-pound guy. Yikes.
yeah. Now, the interesting thing is, like, yes, they have 4 transfers, which sucks, and they lost a good amount, right? But all of them are going to play, right? Like, a couple of them on the offensive line. I got a linebacker, obviously the quarterback, probably going to be Justin Lamson from Syracuse. The guy I really like is Benjamin Yurosek on tight end. Now, the problem is when your best player on the team is a tight end and it's not Dalton Kincaid or it's not, Brock Bowers, that's not always the best, thing. But at least if you're Justin Lamson, you can use your tight ends. I know Stanford's like to use them. The problem is I think David Shaw, obviously he was really good for a while there. I think he steps down. And I think it was kind of about time. I think that's that coaching staff. I'm not going to compare it to Herm Edwards and Arizona State, but because that he doesn't deserve that. But I think that coaching staff had kind of run its course there. I think, they were kind of falling out of, the movement of college football. And obviously at Stanford, it's not easy to stay relevant with all the restrictions and even with NIL now. Like, who knows all the loopholes that Troy Taylor and Stanford has to go through. But I'd 3 or 2.5, whatever you get it at, it's tough to take the under just because it's so few games. I mean, you're 2-10 is kind of hard to do, right? When even at Hawaii is a tough game. Sacramento should be a win, but then you're just asking
Okay,
for
at
one.
Hawaii is a tough
Should be
game
a win
for them. They're only
for
4.5
sure.
point favorites. They're only 4.5 point favorites.
Yeah, and Hawaii but they do have. I'm so sorry. They do have Hawaii. They do have film on Hawaii. They've seen Hawaii. Hawaii gave their best punch to Vanderbilt, and obviously they look kind of fine. They hung in there with the SEC team, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know. You're just asking for them to steal 1, maybe 2 games against Cal. You got Colorado,
At
Washington
Colorado.
State, Arizona. I guess so, yeah. But how about Notre Dame in Week 13? Not kidding. But that'd be the type of game Notre Dame would lose. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of unproven players. Nothing to be excited about.
We talked about stealing games. I'm going to tell you they're not going to do that. Give me the under 2.5. That is probably the only time I'm ever going to take a line like that in my entire life. And I'm getting at plus 130 in some places. Yeah, this town, it's just so bad. It's just so bad. They might be the worst Power 5 team out there. This is like Colorado's roster last year. Plus you lose Tanner McKee, right? 4 transfers. Come on. Like, can you loosen up a little bit on the academic restrictions? Just a little bit. Like, help them out, man. So I don't know. And you go to Colorado. Gosh. Give me the under, man. Give me the under. I don't know. Can you talk me out of it?
No, I mean, other than the fact that 2 wins is not a lot, and like very easily, you get one team like Colorado or Cal or a team like Arizona has some injuries, and you can go out and steal a game from them. Regardless, I do think the future of Stanford. I mean, it's murky in terms of the conference they're gonna be playing in, right? You hope that maybe the Big 12 or the ACC and Mountain West, whatever, can bail you out. But I do like Troy Taylor. We talked about him recruiting all offseason. He did a really good job. The problem is none of those guys can help him this year, and he needs help bad. But yeah, I think I'm interested to see his offense, right? His play calling, his schemes, and all that. But I don't think you can judge Troy Taylor off of just year 1 with Stanford. What it's going to be.
No. Sorry, he was dealt a hard deck of hand. But hey, recruiting trail, he's doing all right.
Mm-hmm.